Howdy Im Howdy, here for the pilot for a little hobby show I'm calling Monster Watching, in which we watch various monster designs and try to learn something along the way. For our first episode, I thought it would have been wise to go with something well known, but I feel like Pokemon would be better for a special, so we're going with its weirder cousin, Digimon. For those not in the know, Digimon is a multimedia franchise centered around digital monsters, which are creatures from the digital world, a world with which humans can only truly interact through digital devices. And if you have ever heard something of Digimon's design, is how over the top they can get. And as a prime example, let us look at the iconic Agumon line. I'm ignoring the baby stages because they're all basically the same, wrong head with stuff attached to it, basically. So we'll start with Agumon, a kinda typical generic dino creature, but then we can see some distinguishing qualities. First of all, Agumon's gross, in a cool way, but still gross. The veiny look on his limbs and a cartoony body, and the detailed eyes give Agumon and many early Digimon designs a gross look, simply, due to their anatomy, while creating as much contrast as you expect, especially considering that overall, Agumon still has the look of a dino-looking creature. Agumon looks gross, but he does not look uncanny. It's the point I'm trying to get across. Although the gross detail kinda went away as the series went on, leaving Agumon as just a yellow dancer creature, although we still have some of that anatomical oddness with the pecs and knees now and then. The adult stage then shows Greymon, who is for all intents and purposes Big Agumon, with additional detail of course. Greymon has a biological helmet, its color actually reminding me of a beetle's, or dare I say a roach's, exoskeleton. To have that fun fact stuck in your mind for a while. And let's not forget that Helmet and its 3 pontonic horns will be the main visual theme keeping the line together, believe it or not. Next evolution. Metal Greymon could not be more self-explanatory. It's Greymon, but with some metal attached to him. There's not much to say except for the fact that Metal Greymon kinda serves as a perfect example of an in-between stage between two forms, and to explain that we will need to see the last form Agumon we will see today. War Greymon. This one's kind of popular, I think. Or maybe not. I should probably look into the Digimon fandom before making this video, but I won't. War Greymon has completely shed its form as a dinosaur, yet it's kinda what makes the Agumon line a great example about smoothly transitioning between two very different concepts. War Greymon may lack the dinosaur body, but it keeps Greymon's helmet, while also serving as a natural progression of Metal Greymon's direction, being completely covered in metal instead of partially being made out of it. It's important to mention how none of the Greymons feel like middle stages. Aside from Agumon, I could potentially imagine each one of them being a perfectly good end-stage evolution by themselves. Probably because Metal Greymon once was the most evolved version of Agumon there was. Although something to keep in mind is that Digimon evolution trees are very inconsistent with this, although I personally like it more than the Tentomon line, which kinda has the opposite approach with Kabuterimon, and then Kabuterimon where he has beetle wing shells, which just make him look cooler, but then we just get Kabuterimon, but it's golden, and has more horns. But instead of looking cooler, the limbs, in my opinion, just kinda look awkward. I personally like the Tentomon line more because giant xenomorph beetles, but I sure wish it had gotten a cooler ultimate form. But what can we learn from this? Well, let me show you my attempt at a Digimon. As far as I'm aware, there's no Spectremon yet, so let's go with that. A ghostly wraith with 2 big ol' hands. I know there's already a Ghost Digimon, but there's already 4 different big chunky dinosaur Digimon lines, so I feel like this isn't beyond the franchise. I made sure to give it some nice old chompers, pronounced islets, and made sure to take a cue from the way Agumon's claws were shaped. And voila! You got a Spectre in our hands. Now let's see him grow up. Just like Greymon, Wraithmon shall be just a larger Spectremon. but with an added detail. A shining shape held up by the tip of its tail. Instead of adding a mechanical twist, how about we add an angelic one? It's not like there aren't already tons of angelic Digimon on the franchise. Holy Greatmon, let's call it, giving it a more slender look and replace its jaws with a floating helmet to show how its power has become less physical and more magical, and make the shining shape on its tail more complex. And for its ultimate form, Princimon, as a reference to the principalities, its spectre body now being the tail of an angelic figure from the shining shape on its previous forms, tails. A reversal of roles, you could say. So, did we learn anything on creature design? If we did, I think it would be the following. To make a smooth transition between two very different forms, both thematically and anatomically, make sure the in-between forms share defining traits found in both ends of the evolution line. And that you should find key visual details and try to keep them going through as many of the evolution line's forms as you can. It doesn't have to stay on the entire line, as long as it has traits with its neighbors, it should help the transition be smooth. Well, I hope this video was helpful to some of you. Howdy Im Howdy and goodbye.